Wholeness and harmonious vibrations. I am Divine Lady Ninhursag, your sister of a distant moon, and welcome to my channel. Today, I wanted to discuss with you the full moon that's approaching. It's coming up on Friday, which is July the 27th, and I've been very creative. This has been a very creative moon for me. I think I'll go ahead and make a video on the full moon, but the purpose of today's video is I wanted to invite you to join me as a patron on Patreon. Yes, that's right. I'm on Patreon. I'm new to Patreon, and one of the things that I'm doing on Patreon is I'm going to be doing a full moon ritual every month and also a new moon ritual every month. And if you join my Patreon at the full moon ritual level, I will go ahead and put your name in the book, and what I do for the full moon ritual for that month, I will also include your name, so that way you'll be right there energetically at the full moon ceremony. And we're going to do a clearing, and it's going to be very nice. I have ideas to go down to the beach. As you know, or if you follow me, you know that I'm always at the beach. I only live like minutes away from the beach walking, and I really enjoy the beach. I am a daughter of Yemaya, so she does speak to me. So I was afforded the opportunity when we had the Memorial Day retreat here in Virginia. We had a Memorial Day retreat, and it was a America Next Top Model Marathon, and we had an altar set up for Yemaya, and then one of my best sisters, she had an altar set up for Oshun, and then we also had a community altar where the individuals of the retreat brought a special effect, and they were able to put their special effect, whatever it was, if it was a necklace, if it was a tarot deck, whatever it was that they wanted to bring to put on the community altar, they could put it on the community altar. And we had a special candle that was given to us and sent to us by another special sister of ours, Karima. She's out of New York, and she made us a very beautiful candle, and we put that on our community altar, and it was absolutely amazing and magical. We had a really good time at the Memorial Day retreat here in Virginia Beach. And just while I'm talking about retreats, I also want to let you know that we're going to have a Labor Day weekend retreat in Northern Virginia, like right outside of DC in Crystal City, Maryland. And this retreat is going to have a Matrix watch party on the Friday. We're going to have an EFT session with Coach Tiffany Satchel, the 1111 coach. We're also going to have a Qigong master on Saturday, and she's going to help us move some energy around, womb healing, yoni, eggs. It's going to be absolutely fabulous, and it's going to help us relieve some of that traumatic energy that we as ladies carry around in our womb area. It's going to help us be happier, help us have more orgasms. It's also, or better orgasms. It's also going to help us to strengthen the uterine walls and just be all around healthy in that area, because that is the area of creation. So that's where our creativity comes from. And we're going to help you also with increasing your wealth, because if you're more creative, then you'll be able to create more. And as a creative, you know, that's where our wealth comes from, our creative energy. So that's going to be on Saturday. And then to follow things up, our beloved coach Valerie Love Kaisi, she has 22 things your yoni loves, and she's going to be she's going to be talking about and helping us and leading us with the Punani Power. And that is what the weekend is called. It's the Punani Power Retreat. And this is a great opportunity to come out and meet some of the people from the Enlightenment Circle. And just while I'm on that also, if you decide that you would like to be a part of the Enlightenment Circle, you can send me an email at divineladyninhersog@gmail.com, and just put in the title Enlightenment Circle, and I will get you in touch with Kaisi and get you set up with an consultation so that you can have an opportunity to join the Enlightenment Circle. The Enlightenment Circle is an absolutely fabulous group of women that come together every morning at 9:45, Monday through Friday, and we're getting our creative juices flowing. We're all about our wealth. We're all about setting this whole thing on fire and helping other women realize their greatest version as well. We have some wonderful ladies in the Enlightenment Circle. Dr. Jatea Wiley, and also Dr. Jiwa Lee. There's Star. She's also my sister from another mister. She lives in Utah. We met at another event, and we've been, thick and thin ever since. Who else is in it? We have another young lady that's in the Enlightenment Circle. Her name is Big Mama Mo. Big Mama Mo is also here on YouTube. Absolutely fabulous. I already mentioned the 1111 coach, Tiffany Satchel, and we just have some amazing people, amazing ladies. Let's just get this right. Amazing ladies in the Enlightenment Circle. And this is a great opportunity to come together and put our creative minds together and get rid of those blocks, those things that keep us from living our greatest version. So that's what we do in the morning. If you want to know about the Enlightenment Circle, just hit me up and let me know, and we'll get you together on that. We'll get you in touch with Kaisi and get you set up so that you can start living your greatest version. So back to the full moon ritual. So I'm on Patreon now. I'm on Patreon. I have several levels on Patreon, several tiers where you can join, but it just came to me that I'm going to be doing this full moon ritual, and there is a level where you can join me on Patreon, become a patron, and I will add your name to the book, so you will be a part of the ritual energetically. You will be there in person with me, whatever I decide, whether I decide to do it at the beach or whether I just decide to do something here. I'm not really sure yet, but I will keep you up to date on whatever it is that I decide to do. The creative juices are flowing, and I'm still mapping out how things are going to flow. You know that we are in alignment with the divine, and everything that we do is through the divine and channeled through us from the divine with help of our angels and our spirit guides and our enlightened ancestors. So we want them to assist us and take us in the direction that would be the highest and greatest good of all. So I did want to put that out there for you. So you can join me on Patreon at Divine Lady Ninhersog. And if you don't know how to spell it, it is right on the top of the screen. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and also put it like at the bottom of the screen, like right here. Oh, you can't see my finger, huh? I'm going to put it right here on the screen, like right underneath, and then that way you'll be able to spell it and you can write it down or what have you. Also, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Subscribe to this channel. This is a channel that is going to explode. I really feel it in my system. I have some absolutely wonderful things that I want to share with you on this channel. So this is going to be an awesome opportunity for you to be a part of this experience. And I would love to, have you a part of this experience if what I share on this channel resonates with you. So definitely go ahead and subscribe and ring the bell so that you'll get notifications every time I upload a video. and also like the video and share it with your friends and your family and other women in your life that want to live their greatest version. As you know, I am an author. I collaborated on a book with 29 other authors. It's called The What is Beauty. That book is still available, so you can hit me up also if you want to get a copy of that book. It does sell for $49 on Amazon, because it's not just a book, it's a book, it's a journal, and it's also a 6-week coaching program. So you can purchase it on Amazon, but if you purchase it through me, you will get a discount. I will have the book available to you for $35. And also, if you want to go through the What is Beauty coaching program with me, I can also get that done for you as well. I am a spiritual life coach, and I was afforded the opportunity to travel all the way to Nigeria, Africa, where we visited 4 different states, and we spoke to over 10,000 women. It was an amazing, amazing experience. It's an experience that I'll never forget, and partly because that was my first time leaving the country. So, well, leaving the country as far as going across the pond. I have been to Canada. My girlfriend and I, we were just being really silly and what have you, and we were at an event in Michigan, and we had this crazy idea like, hey, let's go to Canada for lunch. So we drive through this tunnel, and it's like 15 minutes. It wasn't any big deal or whatever, but the kicker was, we didn't realize we had to have a passport. Yeah, I know, that's silly. You're leaving the country, you have to have a passport. But the thing is, they let you leave, but you can't come back without your passport. So once we got to the gate, I had a passport. I just didn't have it on me because I didn't know I was leaving the country. And she didn't have a passport. So we had to park the car, get out, go inside customs, and they questioned us, and it all turned out for the greatest good, because they end up letting us come on back to the States, because they realized, we weren't like smuggling drugs, or, they realized that we were just two silly ladies that just had a bright idea and acted on it. So I am grateful for that experience. It was a fun experience. So yeah, that was the one time that I did leave the country. And then last year in October is when I was afforded to go to Nigeria, Africa, and spend 10 days, a 10-day tour, seeing the countryside, literally, because we drove to all the different states that we went to. And I'm definitely gonna have to write a book about this experience, because I mean, if you can even imagine running down the tarmac of a small airport because the gate is about to close. I mean, it was really an experience. It was an enjoyable experience. It was a scary experience. It was, I think, I never cried, so I really can't say it ran the gamut of all emotions, but I'm not a crier, so okay, that's why. Well, I will cry, but whenever I'm in a crisis, I'm that person that, let's see how we can get this taken care of. And then after the fact, I may go into like, okay, shed a few tears. But I'm an action kind of person when it comes to crisis, so I'll just go ahead and let's get this done. Let's get this taken care of. So yeah, that was an experience, and I'm gonna have to tell y'all about my Nigerian experience. I'm definitely gonna have to break it up in pieces because it was 10 days, so a lot happened in 10 days. Almost going to jail. It was something. So yes, I'm definitely gonna have to write a book about that experience and also share it with you here on the channel. So anyway, back to Patreon, right? So on Patreon, there are several different tiers. It is called Occult Knowledge to Living Your Bliss. I'm all about living your bliss, and I'm definitely an avid lover of occult studies and occult knowledge. And occult just means secret. It's nothing to be scared of. This is information that is our divine right. It's listen, knowledge is to be shared, not harbored. Knowledge doesn't belong to anyone. It belongs to us all, because we are the all. So Yeah, you do have to pay for it at times because that's the energy exchange that you agree to, and it does have to be lawful. But it's nobody's right to keep any of it secret. Like, it's not yours to hide. So we all know about the books and things that the Vatican has stored in the basements and all that stuff, right? So yeah, this stuff is very intriguing. I love it. It's magical. So I really enjoy that type of thing. So I really want to get into that on Patreon. There are several levels. There'll also even be a level where I'll share with some rituals that you can actually perform yourself. But at the basic level, I'm going to do the full moon ritual. And if you become a Patreon member, I'll go ahead and add your name to the ritual for the full moon as well as for the new moon. And I would so greatly appreciate it. This has been an adventure for me. I really haven't gotten into my story a whole lot, but I've been releasing some things. I've been releasing and revamping my life, and I'm also working on a book currently that's 7 Basic Principles to Living Your Bliss. So that should be coming out very soon, and this is kind of a introductory level, like basic things to get started moving in the right direction. You know, things as simple as making sure that you clean your space. That means physically and spiritually. So once you begin to do it spiritually, you will begin to see things clearing up in your physical space, whether it's a junky closet, whether it's that junk drawer in the kitchen that has everything, every catch-all you can think of. I used to have one in my bedroom, broken earrings, bracelets, old cell phones, stuff that you're not gonna use it anymore, and you like, why do I keep these things around? Why am I holding on to this stuff? So yeah, once you start to clean up your spirit, clean up your auric field, clearing those blocks, you will see that things will begin to change in your life, and you'll begin to clean your space. Your spirit is going to demand that your space is clear, because it's not going to be able to live in a junky space. There was a time when I was younger that I didn't like open doors. I did not like open doors. I don't know if I thought that it was a portal. It was definitely way before I even started like consciously following this path of ascension and knowing about spiritual things and portals and different things like that. I wasn't even nowhere near in my consciousness about that. But something in me just did not like open doors. Like open closet doors while you sleep, cabinet doors open. I just did not care for that at all. So I couldn't even rest if my closet door was open. I would have to get up and close the closet door. I didn't like stuff on the floor. Like my floor had to be clean. And I never kept shoes under the bed. I know a lot of people keep shoes under the bed, but there is also, I think, a saying about that is that if you keep shoes under the bed, you won't get a good rest or something. If somebody knows anything about that, put it in the chat, because I'm from the country, but I'm not from deep down in the country. I'm from Virginia, so that's like one of them backwoods sayings or whatever, like don't keep shoes under your bed. But I never kept shoes under my bed. But also I didn't like stuff on the floor, like stuff just all on the floor. Like, no, I can't rest like that with stuff everywhere. So yeah, it's your soul that's telling you, like, you have to get rid of that stuff. Like, it will begin to fall away without you even doing anything at all. It'll just fall away. And that goes the same thing for like people in our lives that we no longer resonate. Sometimes it could be your friends. It could be an old boyfriend that you just can't seem to cut the cord with this guy, or even an old girlfriend. Sorry guys, I hate to keep leaving you out. But we all have had that, one guy or that one chick that can always get it right. But that's not necessarily good for us, because that lets us know that there is a some kind of tie there. There's some kind of bond there. So even getting into when you have sex with people, I mean, you need to know that, yeah, even if you wear a condom, okay, yeah, that's protecting you, like, physically, but there is still a spiritual connection there. Anytime you have sex with someone, there's a spiritual connection there. And there is also like a saying that you are tied to that person for 7 years, like from the last time you do it. So I mean, if you're not with that person anymore, and then you're you know, a year later or 6 months later, or who knows, the next week you decide that you want to hook up, you know, with somebody else, like, okay, you got like some things going on now, because you're carrying around like several different guys at some point, because the 7 years aren't up on the first one or the second one, and now you're with the third one. So we have to be very mindful about what we do. And that's where that Erykah Badu song Bad Lady is so significant, because we carrying around all these spiritual bags, all these spiritual connections. I mean, it's just really a lot. And I have been studying this stuff for a while, and I have so much great information that I want to share with you. So the reason how I got on this subject of clearing is because I've been clearing out a lot of stuff in my life, and I'm already feeling very light already. And it hasn't even come to a close yet. It's going to come to a close very soon. I've already put out my prayer. I've already wrote it out, what I want to see happen. I wrote it out in very much detail, because you want to make sure that you're always clear with the universe, because the universe is neutral. The universe doesn't care either way. You know, the universe gives you exactly what you ask for, you know. And if you're not happy with what's going on in your life, then you need to check your receipt, because you asked for it. You know, you asked for it. And I am going to have some merch on that check your receipt. So definitely, if you join my Patreon, you'll also get, depending on what level you join, you'll get 10% off your merchandise or 15% off your merchandise. And check your receipt is definitely going to be a t-shirt, because everything that comes into our life, all of those experiences are there because we asked for it. We set this whole thing up before we got here, and then we went through the sea of forgetfulness, and now we don't remember that we made a contract with these souls. You made a contract with me that we were going to meet at this very moment in time. That's why we're having this conversation here on the YouTube channel. And we're not in person, but it's still an energetic meeting. It's still a meeting with this is like a sacred meeting, because every soul that you meet is a sacred meeting. You don't know what that purpose for that person is being there until everything is unfolded to you in the order in which you required that it unfolded. So, you know, I've talked about it here on the channel before, that I was in an abusive relationship. So that was a sacred soul meeting that we set up. We agreed upon that. I agreed to it. And when I first heard that, I was like, oh, hell no. I know I did not sign up to get my ass kicked. But obviously I did, because I went through it. So this ascension process, this spiritual awakening, this spiritual journey is, once you begin to apply and learn the universal laws, the Hermetic 7 principles, this becomes fun, because everything that comes in front of you, you say, okay, let's see what this is all about, right? You're like, okay, let's dive into this. You start asking questions. I have a candle right there. I wanted to make sure everything was okay with that. So you start asking questions like the divine, like, okay, God, what is this about? Like, why am I going through this? Like, and then it causes you to have to analyze yourself, because everything is you. Every person is a reflection of you, and we're all reflections of the Most High God, and your God. It's as simple as that. It's really as simple as that. And so Speaking of the ascension process, we also have the radio channel, the Blog Talk radio show on Sundays. It is at 6 p.m. on Sundays, Eastern Standard Time, the Goddess Zone Blog Talk Radio Show, where we talk about ascension, we talk about chakras. We have so much material, and right now it's only a 30-minute slot, but it will be going to an hour slot. So if you stop by the Blog Talk Radio Show, I would greatly appreciate it on Sundays. We have an awesome time, and it goes so fast, so it'll be like 30 minutes. So I just really have a lot of things that the divine is leading me to do, and it's an amazing experience. I'm really enjoying myself. I'm really enjoying the creativity that is coming with all that I'm experiencing. I do also offer readings, so you can get your reading. Just go to Patreon and you can set up a reading. My number is 144, so you can set up your readings on Patreon. All my Patreon should be it's available to you right now, actually. There are several different levels, so just read through the tiers and see which one speaks to you, and I will be so happy to have you, because knowledge is to be shared, not harbored. And if this can help set someone free, then I'm gonna get on this job full time, and I'm gonna start helping people be free. Be free of jobs. Be free of asking somebody if you can get off to go to your son's baseball game, or your son's football game, or your daughter's ballet practice, or even your granddaughter's cheerleading competition. I miss so much when my children were younger, because I was working so hard. And I used to work for a courier company, a really huge one. You might have heard me talk about it here on the channel. And I used to go to some beautiful homes, and I was working, and I used to go there in the middle of the day, and I used to say to myself, what kind of job do these people have that they're home in the middle of the day? Like, I got it twisted, because I'm trying to be home too. So I had that experience, and I think we got a visitor too, because I keep seeing that little thing, that candle light moving around, but it's all good. Thank you for your presence. Thank you for your presence. So yes, join me on Patreon. I'd love to have you. I love you with my whole soul. And I am Divine Lady Ninhursag, your sister of a distant moon. I'll see you soon.